So I had to, Assalamu alaikum, I had to stop recording because I got in trouble. Well, just a warning not to record inside the masjid behind me. Once again, that's my bald head, not bald, but yeah, masjid behind me, one of the entrances. They're just being silly, but you know they don't understand it. The reason I'm doing it is to show people what it looks like, to show you guys what it looks like, to get you to want to come here. So I will do a final video of, one second, I'm looking at the camera, yeah, but that's right. Just had to make sure where the camera lens was. Trying to look at the camera. I got told by somebody with my other videos I'm not looking at the camera, so I'm gonna try looking at the camera this time. So I will do a final conclusion video once I get back, about how I felt, go through each of the stages, just kind of give a recap of everything that I went through, and maybe a couple of reminders in that. But in terms of Mecca, I'm done. So inshallah, within the next 8 hours, I think, I'm going to be going over to taking the coach over to Medina. It's up to about a 6.5 hour coach trip to Medina. We're going to stop over at service station as well, inshallah. So we'll get there around Maghrib time tomorrow. So we're leaving about 9 AM and getting there for about Maghrib time tomorrow, inshallah. If Allah wills, and I pray He does, that we get there a bit earlier than that. Don't want that to be on a coach for too long. I'm going to try to sleep in. So I've done my farewell tawaf now, so that's the last bit of ibadah I'll be doing at the masjid, other than reading Fajr Salah, inshallah. I want to give a massive shout out to the cleaners at the masjid. I said I want to talk about it later, so now it's later. Is that the cleaners in this masjid work effortlessly to keep the masjid and the courtyard clean. It rained yesterday, I believe. I think it was yesterday. I stayed in the hotel room when it was raining. I was too tired to come out, but yeah, that was the case. And you know, given that this is desert area, there is going to be a lot of sand and dirt, and they worked effortlessly again to clear it up. I've got a couple of videos of showing you how they clean the masjid in a very militarized way. When I mean that, it's not aggressive, it's very coordinated. That's what the word I want to use is coordinated. It's a very coordinated way of doing it, the speed that they do it at, and it's 24/7. I don't know how they get paid, how much they get paid, what the housing is like, but you'll always see people handing them money, and form of charity, form of just helping them out. I also urge everyone else to do that as well. 10, 20, 30 riyal, 100 riyal, there's loads of workers, so you just hand it out to all of them. Again, just don't show that you're handing it out. Don't make a video saying, oh, I'm handing it out, obviously, because you know you got to be sincere in everything that you do. So yeah, that's the next video, inshallah. I'm gonna end with is the cleaners cleaning up. There will be extra clips. I did do my nugget challenge to eat 31 nuggets. I ate 31 nuggets, so I did a tawaf, made me feel a lot better, but that'll be in a later clip. That'll be the extras clip that I'll be doing, extras, little extras video. I've done little point of interest videos, so they're either going to be coming before this video on YouTube or after as well. Now I'm going to say this out here, hopefully nobody hears, is the state of the ummah. So when I mean the state of the ummah, I mean the state of Saudi and the Haram. The Haram in itself is kept clean. There's cleaners everywhere. You know, it's beautiful. It's, you know, everyone in there has been given zamzam. You know, it's, you know, during Ramadan people are fed out in the courtyards, and unfortunately what we see outside is lavish hotels. You know, I'm gonna admit I'm in a lavish hotel. There's hotels everywhere, there's shopping centers. You're in there, you've got designer outlets, you've got Rolex, you know, you've got everything. But what else do you have out here? And what I want to mention is, and hopefully this clip doesn't get into the hands of the Saudi government before I leave, is the poverty out here. There is poverty straight outside the Haram walls, and I don't want to record any of it because it's not going to make me feel good, and I don't want to upset anyone else. But behind the clock tower especially, there are beggars, there are people living under this small like connection bridge, you know, and either they're homeless or they're just poor, and they just sit outside all day and they beg for food. And I don't want to, yeah, so they beg for food, well, they beg for money to eat. And it's a harsh reality of, you know, the whole rich and poor. And in the country that we're in, so I just want to adjust that 1 second. In the country that we're in, right, so we're in Saudi, you know, we're in with we're in Mecca, yeah. This is the place where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, the companions were, you know. This is where we see as the home point for Islam, yeah. And we wouldn't expect, you know, there's always going to be poverty, but outside the Haram grounds in itself is shocking, and it shouldn't be the case. It's upsetting to see how many people out here are homeless or they're poor. And I saw this at the camps at Mina as well. A lot of people sleeping out on the roads, and when the police come, they'd run away and they move their belongings, and they'll try to sell products on the side, little items of clothing and stuff like that, to kind of a fun day living here. But outside the Haram grounds in itself, it's unacceptable. A country which is rich in oil, now debatable because they're trying to bring in different revenues under, you know, controversial topics or methods, but nonetheless they've got so much money here. You've got lavish buildings, lavish shopping centers, the clock tower being big as it is, you know, lavish as it is with all the 5-star hotels it has in there. There shouldn't be poverty outside the mosque. You and me, we can donate money to the poor people, but that's not solving the problem. And we can't solve the problem if we start criticizing the government, or if his own people start criticizing the government. I apologize for the glare that's around here, sorry. It's annoying me, it might be annoying you. I'm trying to get away from that glare. Oh, okay. It might just be my screen. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, you know, you can't expect the people here to protest because they'll get done for it. They don't allow any protesting, they don't allow any criticism of the government, of the royal family, and that's the problem here. You know, the rich are staying rich here, the poor are staying poor, you know, that's everywhere, but it shouldn't happen in the holy cities, and I'm expecting to see the same at Medina, but at Mecca this should not be the case. And another thing that's heartbreaking is to see the animals around here. So we've got, not dogs, but we've got loads of cats surrounding the area of the Haram as well. I'm not actually seeing them inside the masjid, but outside on the grounds, definitely I've seen them around. They are skinny, they are sick, they are ill, there's some with tumours on their face. I mean, they are skinny, you can see their bones, that's how bad it is. Now, I want to compare a country like Turkey, well, the city of Istanbul to be, in fact, with the masjid over there. Now, I believe that they've got a nice mosque there, but the Islam around Turkey is secular, it's not pure, and I don't enjoy it, and I will never go to it. But I have to give it to the people there that the animals around there, especially cats, they're well fed, they're looked after. You don't see any of them being malnourished or ill. Yeah, they might be ill, but you don't see it on a grand scale as how you see it here. And that's going to be my you know, that's another observation as I've seen here, that they're not looked after. Even near our apartments, they're not looked after. It's horrible. I mean, My family, we own a cat, we own a dog. You know, to even have the thought of my cat being malnourished is heartbreaking. I just see out here, know that, well, alright, you can give it food, but it's not going to have food tomorrow. It might not have food the day after. We understand that it's obviously Allah's will over everything, how everything happens, but as Muslims, this is the whole discussion of the ummah and the state of the ummah, is actually clear outside the grounds of the haram. So from the lavish lifestyles that you can get around here, to seeing the poor beg and live under a bridge that I've seen, and I'm not going to go there because that was unsanitary, because there were so many pigeons there as well. You don't know if the pigeons are carrying any diseases or whatnot. I mean, last year when I came here, I had a cat come up to a group of us while we were drinking Zamzam, and nobody would give it Zamzam. Eventually, you know, we poured a cup out and it's drank the Zamzam. Now, that's just one person. Yeah, other people might do it, but they really need to get into check the surrounding areas of the haram, not the masjid itself, because it's a big contrast to see, you know, behind the hotels, of how many poor people there are. You know, next to the camps at Mina, yeah, it's not luxury for us, but it's luxury for them, yet they don't even get that because they're living on the streets next to the rubbish bins. And that is a state, you know, we can talk about the grand scale of the state of the ummah in terms of unity and disunity, and, you know, how we should all be united. But if it doesn't happen outside the haram, where else can we expect it to happen? Now, what do we do? I don't know the answer. How do we deal with the Saudis? You know, I'm not a massive fan of him. I'm not a massive fan of the Saudi government. But I can't go around saying, oh, you give food and this and that, so I criticise them. I can get in trouble. But that's the case, and it's heartbreaking. But it's also a reality of of the state of the ummah in Mecca, outside the haram walls, Masjid al-Haram walls, and that's what. And obviously, don't want to leave it on this note of how I'm leaving Mecca. So I want to leave it on the note that the next videos being the way that the brothers clean the masjid, and, you know, and may Allah reward them greatly for what they're doing, because it's not an easy job. I don't know how much they're getting paid, and to be honest, if not in the Saudi government, they're getting bugger all. They might be getting free accommodation and food, but money's money, innit? You know what I mean? I can't say whether they are, whether they're not, but knowing the nature of the Saudi government, I don't think they're going to get much. So it's obviously advised, you know, just hand them a bit of money. You know, everyone does it. It's nothing much. 10 riyals is like £2 to us, so, you know, just give it to a few of them, you know, make their day, make it better for them, make their lives a lot better, because they're cleaning up after us. There's millions of people going to that masjid every year. You know, during Hajj, it's 2 million people in this masjid alone. So other than the state of the ummah from outside the mosque, I want to leave on the note that these brothers have worked effortlessly to clean up the masjid, and it's very interesting to see how they do it. And I tell people, they do it in such organized fashion. But I managed to get a few clips. So brother Zaki gave me a clip, and then I was, alhamdulillah, fortunate to record another clip. But that's my time here at Mecca done, and inshallah I'll be going Medina soon, and I'm looking forward to that. A more relaxed city, more relaxed vibe, a bit more shopping, and just want to enjoy my 4 or 5 days I have there, and inshallah go back to the UK on Friday morning, and that'll be my time here. But that's how I'm going to leave that's how I'm going to told you, and I told you in the beginning, I'm going to tell you how it is. You know, I'm going to be straight up, I'm going to tell you the truth, and this is the truth. So this is something that, you know, really got on my nerves over the last couple of days, seeing the cats the way they are, seeing the people the way that they are. It shouldn't be there. But yep, inshallah, now next clip, and that's going to be my final clip of Mecca, is how these brothers clean the masjid. And we always look at cleaners to have a, you know, it's a derogatory job. It's not a job that's fulfilling, but in this case, in the masjid, it's the best job you can probably have. It's not the fanciest job. It's not, it's, you know, you're not gonna get a BMW at the end of it. You're not gonna get, you know, you're not gonna get overtime. You're not gonna get annual bonuses. You're not gonna get any of that. Not like what we have in the UK. But to be able to clean, to dedicate your life in maintaining the masjid, you know, that in itself is probably more rewarding than any of the jobs that we have. So, you know, may Allah give them great health. May Allah give them, you know, help them with their, you know, any difficulties that they go through, especially financially, and may Allah reward them greatly for the service that they're doing for the masjid. So, you know, Ameen. So next clip, here it is.